4 Ears Fumpy, and then Swiss, who's very fucking excited to be here. You can tell by the look on his face, guys.
Welcome to Sleuthcast with Dr. Bear, Bumpy Bear, and Swiss Bear. Join them in the den for some bear opinions on gaming. And now, our host, Dr. Bear.
Hey, how are you? I'm Doc. Welcome to Sleuthcast, where we fuck around and find out. So yeah, I'm the host with the most coolest hat ever, and then you got 4 Ears Fumpy, and then Swiss, who's very fucking excited to be here. You can tell by the look on his face, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome. So yeah, we're gonna talk some good shit today, because that's usually what we do. We talk a lot of shit. It's good times. But yeah, I've been seeing a lot lately. You got all these new games, and they just get shit on for trying new things.
Get shit on.
And I think it's because people don't like change, or they're like, it's not what I'm used to. But I think that's crap. Because games should be able to be given the benefit of the doubt when they want to try some new things. You know what I mean?
People creating games needed, they're expressing what they would like in a game.
Exactly. It's their creative IP, you know?
Exactly. They can't be alone in the world where, this is the only game no, there's thousands of people out there, but people who are so dead set in their fucking ways are like, nope, game shit. Fuck this game.
Yeah. I think a lot of that has to go with that the current culture we live in, where it's instant gratification.
And don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of instant gratification. I refuse to go Amazon shopping because I like to go get the shit when I want it. Seriously.
I like Amazon because I don't have to leave the fucking house, dude.
See, I am also a homebody, but I'd rather have the instant gratification over seclusion.
Yeah, fair. What do you think these games are getting shit on, though? Is there a certain mechanic you guys see as, this is the one that gets the most hate?
Well, for example, a couple of the newer games that came out, I think Starfield, which does not have bad reviews at all, but I heard a lot of people talk shit about it. And I mean, Doc, you've actually read forums and shit like that where people actually were talking shit.
You know the worst? Okay, to speak to that, I've read reviews on Steam, right? It's cool. Steam reviews are actually entertaining if you want to see people who are completely fucking delusional.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a guy have 200 hours in the game and say it was the worst game he's ever played. I'm sorry, what the fuck are you doing playing a game for 200 hours if you don't like it?
Hey, no. This is a historic thing here. This happens all the time.
I know, but you get my point.
Howard Stern,
Yeah.
back in the day, Howard Stern, I don't know the exact numbers, but it was something like people who enjoyed listening to him listened to him for about 45 minutes of his 3-hour broadcast. People who hated him listened to almost 2.5 hours of it, mostly because they were taking notes to complain about things. This isn't new.
I mean,
this is a dude who enjoyed the hate play.
And okay,
yeah, fuck
so I
Skyrim.
guess that's a thing. If I don't like a game, I'm gonna turn it off. I'm not but if I want to give a game a review, like we have been doing,
gotta give it a fair shake.
We're gonna try it. We're gonna play it. We're gonna take notes on it. We'll give you actually criticism, not just saying this game fucking sucks. I didn't like it. We'll give you a reason why we don't fucking like it.
Mm-hmm.
There's ways to go about it rather than just being a fucking troll online just to have your voice heard. Because
you could be a bear online.
I'm a man bear pig.
But yeah, then there's games where Tarkov, it's an online game, it's a live server, so people have PvP and then they die and they're like, oh, this game is shit, fix your servers. That doesn't work either. You know what I mean? There's never pleasing anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because no matter what you do as a game developer or even as a content creator, everything you do, someone's gonna be like, these guys are fucking stupid. This shit sucks. Cool. Thanks for watching, I guess, because
it's just
giving me yeah. You don't have to shit on everything under the sun. You could literally just be like, it's not for me.
For me,
Skyrim for me. I hated the game at first. I played it. It's not for me. It's not bad, but it was a fucking chore to play it. And make sure you tune in on Saturdays to watch that. Play, guys.
I guess a good example for me is like when people bring up Fortnite. I literally just say, excuse me. I literally just say like, I don't play it. It's not my game. I've never played it actually, just because the thought of the whole building thing. I know there's like a different mode where we can.
Yeah, there's zero build now. Yep.
Right. And it's just I don't shit on the game because I've never fucking played the game.
Yeah.
It's not my place to fucking speak on it. But I'll just say, nope, not for me, not interested. It is what it is.
I will say that for me personally, like Fortnite was fun if you play with your friends. Like if you play with a group of friends and you're just there to have a good time, it's fucking hilarious. It's a good time, right?
Right.
But I enjoyed the actual Fortnite, not the Battle Royale, the one where you build and defend against the husks, as they're called. They're zombies.
Mm-hmm.
And you have missions and, all that shit. That's fun. But then again, it's still, that gets stale because they don't give it any support because nobody wants to play that. They all want that Battle Royale instant gratification where, you kill the enemy and their loot explodes.
I didn't even know that there were game modes like that.
Yeah, that's the base. That's what Fortnite was originally going to be. And then PUBG was out and they're like, ooh, this is popular. Let's fucking try to turn this into that. And now here we are where PUBG has been pushed to the wayside and Fortnite is literally fucking carved the niche of Battle Royales out and everyone is just trying to fucking jump on the wave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I played PUBG for the first time like a year ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was just the version I had or like it could totally be something on my end. I'm not the best tech person on that, but like, dude, it still played like absolute trash. The graphics weren't very good. Like I didn't understand.
Same as when it came out. They haven't adjusted that at all.
Okay, yeah, I don't understand how it has the fan base it does. It just blows my mind a bit. It reminds me of like graphics wise reminds me almost of like an old hunting game on the PC. Like it doesn't visually look that great. It doesn't load in that great.
I think a lot of people like swear by it just because it was. I don't want to say it was the first one, but it was one of the first big Battle Royale games.
It was arguably the first one, but Fortnite took over that pretty quickly.
Yeah. So
and I think it was the art style that got Fortnite over the top because it wasn't terrible. It was cartoony, and it looked really smooth, and now it looks really, really cool. Obviously, because they're upgrading it as they go. Whereas PUBG just set that shit out. And my biggest gripe with PUBG, not necessarily the graphics or gameplay, is more so the looting where you have to loot attachments to weapons. I hate that shit. I want to play a game. I want to shoot them. I don't want to fucking build my gun for 40 minutes and then get to the circle and die.
Yeah.
That's the same thing as Fortnite,
fun.
though. I mean, you're looting around until
but you don't have to necessarily loot the attachments to make your gun what you want it to be.
Right.
I think that's the ease of looting is a big thing.
And see, I would have preferred to loot over having to collect this and then go to that and get this, like Fortnite is.
Yeah. What about you're good.
Swiss, what makes DMZ better? Like obviously it's still not your cup of tea, but you enjoyed it a little bit. What makes that different?
So for me, it's actually the way the exit feature worked rather than being a true battle royal. So like Fortnite, PUBG, both like I'm not a big fan of battle royals. I'm not a big fan of shooters like PvP in general. I'm not very good at them. It's just not my thing. And everybody's got their strong suit or what they enjoy. So for me, anytime I played those games, I would stealth my way as far as I could go. Like I would not force any form of action. And I do the same thing in DMZ if you let me, The difference though was in Fortnite, I was almost always, or in PUBG or even Apex, you are guaranteed to have to be in a shootout at some point. With DMZ, I can completely win or get out doing what I wanted to without firing off a shot. Or I could truly complete different things or do stuff I wanted to without having to worry about that and playing the style I wanted to, as where no matter what you would do in Fortnite or PUBG or the Battle Royals in general, you're guaranteed that it's going to force that action at some point.
So it's like having control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you're not like
it's the ability
pigeonholed
to,
into.
like, like how many times in DMZ is like, oh, there is somebody here in the building. Okay. Actuals. And I can just kind of chill, wait it out. Like, if you come to me, I'm we'll have a nullification, but ultimately I'm not going to go to you. In the other Battle Royals, that is forced. You're going to have to. The only way to win is that way. And that's probably why you're playing them. But
Yeah. In case people don't know, Swiss doesn't care to play with Doc and Fumpy because we will shoot anything that moves. He's like, "Hey guys," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, they're dead. That's fine. That's fine. We kill them." Yeah, we're completely.
Yeah, sure,
it's fun to
why not?
play with Swiss though, because like it's two completely different styles of play meshing together. Because sometimes they don't even know he's there. Because we're fucking pushing in their face, and he just walks in the door and kills a guy, knifes him, whatever. It's a hell of a good strategy, and I don't think a lot of people understand that. Like, you don't have to be aggressive, but if you are, and you have someone that's not quite as aggressive coming up from behind, they're not going to be worried about where's the third man.
And with DMZ, like at the end of me playing it, for the long time that I played it, stopped. But the time I stopped or whatever, a lot of people weren't aggressive. Everyone was there to just do their damn missions to get their shit unlocked.
Yeah.
And there was kind of like a mutual understanding. Let's just do our shit. You fuck with us, we fuck with you. Type deal. So I mean, that's kind of why I enjoyed DMZ. But obviously, when new season started or shit like that, it's literally like they just wanted blood. At the end of the season, that's where it's always just like, oh, let's just do our shit so we can get our shit done.
And I agree with that. I definitely, for how I played, I'm not big on the missions and stuff either. Like, I didn't care about unlocking it. I actually just enjoyed going in, doing whatever I wanted to do in the mission and getting back out. So when I would play with these guys, these bears,
You psycho bastards.
they'd be doing missions and stuff, and really for me, then it's like I'm helping. That's it. Like, I'm just here to help. And like Doc said, a lot of times we'd get in spots where they'd see one of us and they'd start pushing real hard, and normally it would be on Doc and Fumpy. And it's funny because then when they'd get overwhelmed, half the time the place those guys tried to fall back to was where I was already at. So, that ended up working out for the opposite. Yeah. I'm the one you saw, and you tried following me, and now your big problem is that when I turn the corner, they're behind you, Doc and Fump.
Yeah, and we're a lot angrier and a lot more. How do I say this without coming off as a dick? Not necessarily more aware. It's more direct with our movement. We're very more direct with our movement. Like, we are planning like 4 or 5 moves ahead. You know what I mean?
Yep. As where, like, I'm crouched almost all the time. I'm moving real slow.
He's got a hell of an ass, though, with all them crouching, okay?
Yeah, dude. Fun deal.
Yeah.
I guess going back to the original questions, like, I don't know. I guess the answer is people just want the gratification of, like, going into a game and knowing how to play the game, not learning anything new. People just don't like to learn new things.
And see, and it depends on the learning curve of what it is and if it was necessary in my mind. So, like, we'll take the Batman games, for example, the Arkham Asylum, Knight, and whatever series.
Yeah.
When they brought the Batmobile brought in a lot of new mechanics and an entirely new set of gameplay to the game. The second game brought in new mechanics and new gameplay as well. However, they were pretty close to what was already going on, and they just improved and refined some stuff, which was nice. So your learning curve wasn't much. However, the one with the Batmobile in it, that's a steep learning curve. The Batmobile mechanics didn't work great.
Mm-hmm.
This caused entire sections of the game to just be, do I like this game enough to keep playing this? And that's something that broke it for me. Now, that's a pretty drastic change in general, but that's the type of stuff that will turn a franchise I like off for me. Is, what are you doing? Like, this is, I get we're expanding, but you've now stepped outside of what you were good at. And it would have been different if it was better done or more refined. But the way it was released and the way it worked was a huge turnoff for me.
Yeah.
I didn't like that all of a sudden the car chase was part of this game because it didn't need to be.
Yeah, it didn't fit the genre of the game because Batman has how many you're chasing somebody because in most of the movies or in everything they're chasing him.
Right.
And he's trying to get the upper hand because they ambushed him. It's not the other way around. Yeah.
Right. Like, it's just weird that they did that. So I think that's the big part of it, though, because I mean, if it's a brand new game, like the brand new game, brand new franchise, brand new IP, whatever you want to say, first time releases, those you just have to give a fair shake. They are what they are, and they're going to be what they're going to be.
Yeah.
Think of like Borderlands. The first Borderlands to the second Borderlands is a massive jump. It wasn't a mechanic change for me that turned me off. I prefer 1 over 2. It was the characters. I actually just didn't care for the characters that they had for the set in 2. But that was a game where, it wasn't the mechanic that changed that turned me off. There wasn't anything that they did that way with their gameplay that got me. It was just I didn't enjoy any of the characters, and it made playing the game a little less fun.
Yeah, I know personally, like, I like challenging games, right? I like the Souls series. So, like, for me, I played Demon Souls when I was stationed in Korea. And then I played Dark Souls 1. Same game in the sense of lore and all that, all the mechanics of it, minus the fact that it was no longer you take a portal to this area, you have to beat the certain area and then go to the next, go back to the Nexus as it was as your main hub, and then go somewhere else, and then eventually you work your way through all of it. There was ability to skip things, right? But if in the open world, it's crazy because you're going like, I'm going to go up the hill. I can go left or right. Right is the boss. Let's go left. You turn left and you get one shot by an enemy that's way too strong for you. You already know right there, like, I should not be fucking around in this area because I'm not ready. I like that. It's the ability to carve your own path, because if you're good enough, you can go to that left path. You don't have to go to the right. And that's kind of why I like the Souls-style games. Personally, I enjoy the challenge. I enjoy the you don't understand the mechanics until you actually pay attention to what is going on.
Right. Like, what was the game with the, like, I think it's Elder Ring, where, like, the first boss that you come across is the fucking dude on the horse.
Second boss. The first boss actually is meant to kill you.
Right. Exactly.
And there was
a challenge.
Yep.
There was a challenge where people, like, went through, like, okay, started the game, not supposed to defeat this boss, but I'm gonna, like, defeat this boss, and there's a bunch of dodging, bunch of rolling, and then just a long period of time trying to, like, you can choose to do that, which is nice. Exactly.
And the thing is, once you kill it, because later on in the game, you can go back and kill it when you're stronger, and you beat the shit out of it. It's just to show you don't need to take every fight. And that's part of the guy, as you come out the main, you do the tutorial in Elden Ring, you come out the door, you open up, you talk to the guy, and then right ahead you see a big dude on a horse, and you're like, I'm going to fuck this guy up. You're not going to fuck him up. He's going to fuck you up, I promise you. He's way overpowered for what you think you're going to fight. And that's another Souls-like style game. Like, it's all made by From Software, which is great. And now Lies of P, mind you guys, I love the game. It's Souls-like. I was going to do research on it to see, certain weapons. I was like, you know what? I don't want to ruin the game for me at all. So I'm learning on the fly as I play. And I've never had that much fun playing a game in years. Because all the mechanics, everything is like, I do something, I'm like, oh, maybe that's this. And the item description tells you what it does, which is in typical, like, Soul-style fashion.
I guess to transition to the second question we have, well, I guess, hey Doc, can you ask the second question?
Hey, hold on. Yeah. But yeah, so that does lead us into the, how do you go about choosing a game and, what makes you like them? I enjoy a challenge.
Question.
I enjoy a challenge.
So it's funny because right now I have Game Pass open, and like I think we discussed, or me and Swiss, I think all three of us actually,
Mhm.
we discussed we have Game Pass, cool, a lot of games,
Yeah.
but like we can scroll through this thing and be like, damn, there's nothing to play.
That's
like-
the problem, because you're looking for something specific to fit the want you have at that very moment.
So and I think I can kind of relate the game that like that's it's a thumbnail. Like same thing with YouTube. You're scrolling through YouTube. If you don't see something that like catches your eye, you're not gonna click it.
Exactly.
Like for me, Lies of P, I would not have looked twice at that game until you told me about it and
Yeah.
all
Like,
that stuff.
so I can give you a thing about it. I'll say a little something about it right here. So obviously it is like a Soul style game, you know. It's the Soulsborne genre, you know. It's very, they call it that because it's extremely unforgiving. When you die, you don't lose your gear, you lose your power up, whether it be souls or your ergo or whatever it may be. You lose that, and it leaves like a death stain on the floor. So when you go back there, you have to collect it, because if you die again before you get it, you lose all that. And that's like the hardcore aspect of it, right? And those games are extremely punishing if you're impatient. And I think I fought a boss for 45 minutes last night because I was impatient. And finally I was like, I'm getting extremely impatient. I need to wait. And there was a point where he does a certain attack and it killed me every time. I literally took a step back and then I jumped in. I was able to stagger him and then down him. And then it was over. I was like, I wasted 45 minutes because I didn't have the fucking patience to play a game that I knew you had to have patience in. Because I was like, oh, I got this guy. He's just a big fucking robot. Fuck this guy. Didn't work that way.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like I said, I'm looking at Game Pass and like the first couple scrolls that I have, like one that catches my eye, like this is purely going off picture, have no idea what the fuck this game is. As Dusk Falls, it's literally the picture is literally 3 people on like a floating island. I was like, okay, that piqued my interest for some reason.
That does sound interesting. Let me look up that. Well,
and then you have fucking games like if you don't know the Amnesia thing, I wouldn't like, because I know about Amnesia. It's a fun game, but like looking at the picture, I wouldn't click it and shit like that. And Arcs, Fatals or whatever I can't read. Like I wouldn't click that either. But going down for like Back for Blood, like 4 people surrounded by fucking zombies.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
So
I'm all
as Dusk Falls, it reminds me just off the pictures of a Until Dawn style game, which I think are fun because, you know, the butterfly effect. Yeah, it's literally what it looks like to me. I mean, it says a completionist would take you 13 hours to get all the achievements, so that's definitely like an Until Dawn, which is cool. Like, it's something you could play completely and really get engrossed in the story because it's only 13 hours. That's if you're really going, but if you're fucking around, you could take more nap, obviously. So now, I guess for you and Swiss, I'm gonna ask you guys, if let's say you're bored and you're on Game Pass and you're like, I want to play something new. How would you decide what you're gonna play? Is it gonna be off the thumbnail, the description? You're gonna watch a trailer?
Well, for me, it would go off the thumbnail first. So
Okay.
right now, there's a game. It's called Chicory. It's literally just a cartoon dog with a fucking paintbrush. Honestly, that piqued my interest, so I'm gonna click it. I'm gonna probably watch the video and read a little bit. And honestly, this kind of looks in my realm where it's just kind of like fucking around, drawing and coloring shit. Which doesn't seem too hard. It seems like a single player game.
It's something you could turn your brain off and play and just like chill.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fair. Me, I'm a glutton for punishment. I want to get fucking punished for doing stupid shit in a game, dude. But that's the developer in me. I want to understand all their mechanics of the game.
Right.
Because, you know, it truly unlocks the game.
And that's the thing for me too, is like I need to have the right mindset, because like if I'm scrolling through Game Pass, like damn, what games can I play with friends for content, or like, okay, I just want time to chill, I got time by myself, let's play a game that I want to play.
So it changes based off your mood. I got
Exactly.
you. I got you. No, let's hear from Swiss.
So, I don't know. I guess for me, like, I got Game Pass up too,
Yeah.
and I'm going through, and this is where I struggle, and it's my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a genre that I stick to. I like some very strange and niche games here and there too. So, like, as I'm scrolling through, The Age of Empire games for me automatically hit because I have memories of playing them. Otherwise, Arcade Paradise looked cool to me, but I thought it would have been like an arcade simulator. It's actually like build your own, do your own arcade type storyline thing. So as I keep scrolling through, like the first thing that actually pops out to me that I would want to play for myself is Call of the Wild: The Angler. I have a soft spot for fishing games for some reason. Can't fully explain that, but I do.
Hey man,
I've
there's
got
nothing wrong with it.
I have a shit ton of hours in a few different fishing games. The next thing that comes to mind for me is, well then, okay, supposedly I just got a message from Pumpy. I don't believe it.
Sorry, just fucking around.
Yeah, he's fucking around.
But like as I go through looking at thumbnails, I really don't so much go off the thumbnails too much. A lot of times if I start going through, I actually click on, and for me it's more so I want to see what the game, like the still frames look like.
Yeah.
And then my other issue with that is how many of the still frames are cutscene versus what's actually happening in the game.
Truth.
And if you're not showing me like actual gameplay footage, I'm pretty much not going to download you at all.
Ooh, I have a question for you, Swiss. Out of all people, I did not expect you to be scrolling through Game Pass and click Farm Simulator. Like, how did that come about?
That's a really good question. I want to know. Yeah.
Because, like, it doesn't seem like your type of game, but from what you said, I think you're enjoying it pretty.
And
so yeah, no, I do enjoy simulator games like that. This whole thing is a time and money management situation.
I was going to say, since Swiss is extremely analytical, I would assume that he's trying to figure out exactly how the economy works, because then he can truly play the game.
I just found out earlier today that I can save myself $17,000 on the startup because you don't actually need a wagon to drop off your grain. I can drive right up to the frickin' grain drop off and empty my harvester.
I just want you to know that if you switch to Geico, you probably save as much as well.
No, like I do enjoy simulator games. Normally, that's more so a cell phone type game for me. But this was. I also have my brother-in-law got himself lost in this game for like 3 months and was like, it's legit. So, when I was looking for something, because I plan on doing a project with it for us. It's a bit of ways off, that's for sure, but wanted to just understand the game and physics and figure out the mechanics and all the other stuff in it, and yeah, I ended up rather enjoying it. You're not wrong.
I do know for me, another thing I look at is obviously how long to beat the game on Game Pass. So this game, as you guys are talking, I clicked on Starbound. I'm like, it looks like Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time type game or something like that. Completionist is 161 hours. Whoa. Don't know what you would do for 161, but to beat the main story plus the extras is about 52 hours, right? That's a lot of playtime. Basically, your ship is damaged and you got to beam down to a planet and make a home and then fix your ship and then try to get back to wherever else. But like, it's like an 8-bit style game, which trips me. Gives me the nostalgia feel. But with the modern take on everything, I think like trying to find a balance between the nostalgia and like a brand new game, because obviously Lies of P is a brand new game built on a great engine, right? You got Starfield on Bethesda's busted ass engine. I love Bethesda, but their engine's shit. Okay, and then if I'm looking for something I was gonna make content with, I would look at role playing. Like role-playing games or like action games, something where it's there, you can either immerse yourself into it or you can do lots of cool like edits and shit to keep people watching, more so than like a story-based game like Until Dawn, because what are you going to do in Until Dawn video? It's going to take you 10 minutes to a full-time video to edit the whole thing. I shouldn't say to edit it, but like the full video would be like 10 minutes to show all that you needed to show.
So this is something that happens to me often, and it just happened now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bump, Tectonica. Looks like futuristic space frickin' Minecraft, dude.
I'm looking at it now, and it
If
legit
Minecraft
looks
and No
like
Man's Sky
Minecraft
had a baby,
space.
this is what this game looks like.
Yeah.
You might.
Yeah, look at that.
This does look like it'd be up your alley because it looks like a sandbox, and it's early
Yep,
access.
So for me, I'll click on it and it screams somebody else.
Yeah.
I have a very strange liking for games that even I can't put into words.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time explaining what kind of games I like. So going through Game Pass and stuff like that, or even going to a gaming store like GameStop and stuff for me is always frustrating because I don't know what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's part of why I do enjoy games for older consoles because they're normally, you can find a good deal on them, but really it's one of those oh, the name sounded cool. Grab it and find out. I never had a problem with that on the older games. I guess my issue now, or I have a harder time picking a game now because I can see so much of it, and it makes me question how much I am going to like it.
You're able to pick out things you're not going to like real easy.
I bet it's
too.
not actually that way. I start doing that.
Yeah. It's one of those where you're able to pick the negatives out just looking at the stuff. You're like, I'm not going to like that.
I know more of what I don't like than I do of what I like.
That's true. So now, for Swiss, I'm going to ask him directly. If you're looking at browse by genre here on Game Pass, what would be the first one you would click?
Browse by genre.
Yeah, because, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, obviously, it's browse by genre. You got card and board games, puzzle, trivia, sports, action, adventure, platformers. I personally love platformers. That would be someone I would check out. They got racing, strategy. They got family games. They got simulations. Looks like Goat Simulator, maybe. Shooters, indies.
Okay, so
fighting. The stuff is there. It's just, what do you pick?
I don't.
Anticlimactic. I should have known. We know Swiss really well. This is his dilemma in life. He's.
I am a bear that does not know what he wants. Period. I don't. Yeah.
Well, I actually have.
You've heard it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right. Well,
I was going to say you've heard me say it multiple times. I'm not. Even in games I like, I'm not trying to unlock all of this or do all of that. I just enjoy playing the game and being in the game. That's what it's kind of all about for me. Unfortunately, that also means that picking games becomes incredibly hard because I got to be able to see something that makes me want to give it a shot.
Yeah, you got to want to invest the time, yeah.
I will say this. I do, a lot of times if it offers, cloud gaming, that is something I have really enjoyed, especially for me, because a lot of times if it offers the cloud gaming thing and I was on the fence about it, it's got a half hour.
Yeah.
I'm going to play it on cloud, and it's kind of rough. It doesn't, it's not the best run way to do it. But, dude, I'll give it 30 minutes. And if I still want to play it after 30 minutes, I'll download the damn thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to look for a game that Swiss might like. Well, here's one for
Rise, Son of Rome looked like something I would really enjoy. It's no longer available to play on cloud, but it was at one point. And yeah, I played it for about 40 minutes and then was like, well, this is no fun. It's more quick time event than it is actual battle. And
yeah.
For me to answer the question that you directly gave Swiss.
Yeah, for sure.
I was kidding.
Hey, no, personally, I kind of understand where you're coming from and where I am, because we kind of have similar mindsets, but Swiss is the outlier, and I think his take is fantastic. He just doesn't really know exactly what he wants to do, per se. And me, I know for me, I'll try any game, but I will give it a fair shake. I'll give it an hour or two. But if it's that bad that within the first 15 minutes, I'm like, this game is fucking stupid. I don't want to play it anymore. Then it's kind of like, yeah.
Right. I mean, like I said, like my main focus on games, 'cause I guess the era that I grew up in is like first thing I'm gonna do is click multiplayer online, because I want to play with friends. I'm gonna find a bunch of games I can play with my friends, and look through there. But if I'm a single person and just trying to do my own thing, I'm probably gonna click strategy or puzzles, because like I love Portal. I
So
love
you
the
want the
strategy.
Microsoft Solitaire collection?
No, not that type of puzzle. Like I think Portal's a good example of a puzzle and strategy.
Oh, for sure.
I love Dishonored because there's 110 ways to go about it. You don't have to kill anybody. You can be stealthy. You can just fucking cause mayhem and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely a strategy type person, even though I can't correlate that to my real life. But
Hey, it's all good.
But I'm also a big sucker for like I don't want to say board games and card games. Like I love playing
Tabletop
online,
games are a lost art, man, to be completely honest with
honestly,
you.
it really fucking is, because like I love playing online, like playing Uno, playing Monopoly. We played Family Feud. We played me and my friends played Jeopardy. Like that shit's just fun to me. Like that's something where I don't have to fucking try hard. I can fuck around. It just seems like a good fucking time compared to like, oh, let's just go hop on Call of Duty and get pissed off.
Yeah, and charge spawns like some people we know.
Right.
Turds. So I think what we should do, honestly, we should go on Game Pass right now, right? And pick a game for each of one. Like I'll pick a game for Fumpy and Swiss to try, and then Fumpy picks one for me and Swiss to try, and Swiss picks one for me and Fumpy to try. And we could do a podcast down the road after we've tried it to see if we know what the others truly enjoy.
Playing it.
What's that?
What was that?
Record yourself playing it.
Yes, 100%. I think that would be a good idea. And so, Swiss knows us really well. He knows we like to fuck around and find out. And Swiss is usually when we fuck around, Swiss finds out.
Yeah.
It's not usually how that works, but in this instance, it does. So, so let's see. I know indies are fucking. Honestly, I think indies are cool.
Indies are the best.
And
I don't give
for that for the reason solely is that like some of these developers have put years into their game. Like Celeste is a hugely popular indie game made by Matt Makes Games. I'm pretty sure the guy's name is Matt, and he just made that up to release the game. I don't know for sure, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So, let's see. Swiss should play. I don't want to find him a really shitty game because he'll be like, Doc,
Through the Tombs.
Hey man, I made that game. He's got to try that. You know what, Swiss? You better try my game. That's your homework. You got to try my game.
Already downloaded.
Yeah, now you just got to play it, ho. But yeah, if you guys didn't know, I made games and I can make games, but I choose content. And my good pals here, the Fump and the Swiss. But if you are interested in checking out the game I made for school, it's Through the Tomb. It's on Steam and it is free. And I personally am biased because I worked on it and I enjoyed it. I have it on my computer. I played it like 50 hours. I made the damn game, and it's still fun to me.
I played it and I enjoyed it. It's a little. It's definitely a fucking game that was kind of, I don't want to say thrown together, but it was a project.
Yeah. So to
which
preface,
is a nice...
I'm gonna let you say your piece, and I'll tell you exactly how long I had to make the game.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
For me, I like it for the fact that it's a semi-parkour, and it's strategy and how to get through certain areas and everything. It's just a really nice thing where you got to find the key and then get to the thing, and then how the fuck do we get the key and shit like that. So it definitely upped my shit. I do like the parkour aspect of it. The enemies that you can shoot, it's nice. So I just think it's actually a decent game. I am very curious about how long it took you, or how long you had rather.
I had 3 months.
Oof.
And it's you say it's very parkoury. We were inspired by Mirror's Edge,
Which is a good game.
and that's why some of the stuff when you jump on it has the colors and everything that it does is to draw your eyes to it. So you like, hey, I should do that. One second. No.
Doc, you played Dishonored, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna say.
So I was
that'd
gonna
be the game that I would give
for you guys. I think, honestly, for Fumpy, I think he would enjoy this game From Space. It's a solo and co-op action shooter, so you can play with your friends and you can play solo, and you have to liberate Earth from an alien infestation, and it's more of a cartoony style.
Which I enjoy.
So you should check that out.
See, this is like I would click this game, look at it, and
Never play it.
No. The opposite actually. This is something I actually feel like I would
See,
enjoy.
Now I got to
Because
figure
love
out
the
Swiss here. That's the tough cookie to crack. Okay.
It's funny because I love the bird's eye view shooter.
Yeah.
Like
The third person top down. Yeah.
there was a game back on the 360 as an indie game. I think it was called Zombie Apocalypse or some shit like that. It was literally just a top down where you use your joystick to shoot around and everything like that, collect power ups and shit like that, just survive. But no,
Right
I will definitely play this game.
So Swiss, have you ever played Dead Space?
Dead Space. No, I've seen it played.
You should check out Dead Space too.
Friend of the channel, Enders.
Yeah, shout out to
I
Endus.
believe seen play a lot of Dead Space. So what Dead Space you say?
Yeah, Dead Space
I gotta go
2.
to the Ds.
Yep. And solely because it's kind of a mix of everything that you would enjoy. Not necessarily like love, but I think you would enjoy it enough. And the story is solid. So
Yeah, a
like
little
I
bit of
think
horror,
this
isn't it?
it's blood, gore, intense violence. I mean, everything a fucking grizzly would want. You know what I'm saying? Violence. And it's in space.
Am I just not seeing it?
It's you just have to search it up. It gave it to me as one that I might like, and I was like, I played these, and they're solid games.
I like Swiss. I watched it been played. I watched I think Prey was the.
Prey was kind of I think they missed on that, but hey, that's for another time.
Yeah, I also watched it. It looked interesting. It was fun to watch, but again, it's not something I would.
I do not have Dead Space on mine.
Okay,
If you search it,
he might
I
not
am
because it's
searching it.
PC that I'm on. So
oh, it's with EA. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to download EA.
the Lamplighters League then.
I have EA.
So I think you should try Lamplighters League, okay? Instead, it is
Hang on a second.
yeah.
Oh, that's why it's over in here. Hang on.
Okay.
Battlefield, Bad Company, Dead Space. There we go. It's in the EA tab. I have it.
Okay, cool. You definitely check that out. All right, Fump, you're up, buddy. What do you think?
Well, I was gonna tell you guys to play Dishonored, because again, one of my favorite games.
If I have to look at those big ass hands, I'm fighting you.
the big ass hands, dog, the fucking.
Yeah.
I laugh at it every fucking time. I think the story mode's fucking amazing. I think the way you can go about it's fucking amazing. It's one of my favorite games, and definitely not a tattooed person. But if I were to get a tattoo, it'd be the symbol that you get. Like I just love everything about that game. It was funny because when The Last of Us first came out, I started playing The Last of Us. And my girlfriend at the time was just like, "Oh, well, I know you like the stealthy aspect of it and everything like that, so you should look up this game, Dishonored." Looked it up. I was like, I was like, whatever, I'll try it. Tried it, fucking fell in love with it.
It's a solid game. I know one that I saw when I was younger and my mom never let me play was Soul Reaver. I wanted to play that so bad, but she said it was the devil, so I couldn't play it. Like
was the
legit what she said, and then now I make games or things that, and I play games where you kill everything, so it's cool. Whatever. Times have changed, guys. All right, so you want us to
I
play
need to
Dishonored?
download which Dishonored game?
1?
What's up?
Is it Dishonored 1?
Yep.
And you want us both to play it?
Yeah.
All right.
I only have Dishonored 2, Dishonored Definitive Collection, and Death of the Outsider.
Where the fuck did I see it?
Or would that also be over on the EA side?
No, the Dishonored Definitive Edition.
Yeah, that's yep, I'm installing it right now.
Okay.
Cool. All right, Swiss, you're up there, sweet cheeks. What you got? How well?
So this is a game I enjoyed playing, and as somebody who is actually a dungeon master and runs a D&D campaign that is completely homebrewed, this game is something I actually used to help myself research certain things for D&D, and that is Celesta.
What was it?
Crown of the Magister. I don't expect to do a full playthrough. The game is ridiculously extensive.
You want to know something funny, Swiss? I literally looked at this yesterday. I'm like, I'm gonna have to check this out, because one of the games I have on Epic from Epic is like Dungeons of something. It's a D&D style game like this, but it's more cartoony. So like, I think I might actually really enjoy this.
It kind of looks like a Diablo style.
I also enjoyed what is it called? Something
XCOM.
Enemy Amongst Us.
What is it? XCOM with the alien on the picture?
Yes.
Yep, it's XCOM. It's a turn-based strategy.
For me, this is like Dungeons and Dragons meets XCOM gameplay.
Nice. I'll definitely.
And I did enjoy the XCOM game.
Nice.
I don't mind turn bases like that.
Hell yeah. I dig it. So, we will have a podcast covering our exploits in said games. Probably in the new year, but stay tuned for that. That'll be fun.
Well, you'll probably hear podcasts where we talk a little bit about it, what we got going, but then you're going to see the actual footage when we're done.
Yeah. Lots of footage of stuff, man. Lots of projects in the works, guys. Just make sure you stay tuned. And that's going to be a spot where I say make sure you like and subscribe and comment and turn on your notifications, because these bears, we're trying to do some big things, guys, and we can't do it without you.
Yeah, these bears take big shits. No little
big
shits. Big shits.
For sure.
Big shits.
So definitely stay tuned. There's going to be some solo stuff. There'll be a lot of group stuff. It's a little bit of everything. If you like Doc, cool. If you like Fumpy, cool. If you like Swiss, cool. There's going to be stuff for everybody. So, god damn. That's a nice mustache there, Fumpy. Fucking stupid, dude. All right. Well, so we will see you guys in the next one here. So from Doc, Fumpy, and Swiss, see you later.
Thank you for listening to Sleuthcast. Catch the Bears every Friday. For more bear entertainment, follow the Bears on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and on YouTube at SXZBear.